like the light of a new day. It hit me from out of the blue, breaking me out of the spell I was in, making all of my wishes come true. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free, flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. This is too good to be true. Look at me, falling for you.
Welcome! It's your boy, Sanchi529. Today's day is Thursday, September 21st. It is week 3 of the Scum and Villainy League. And like always, I'm going to introduce my special guest, Amber.
Hi!
Hi, Amber.
Thanks for having me back.
Yes.
I'm excited. 3 for 3.
I
It's
think
a hat trick.
it is, yes.
Yeah.
I think
Which is great
let's,
news.
let's recap what everybody was talking about, right? Last Thursday.
Okay.
Right? Was our intro.
Ah!
So-
What an intro, Commissioner.
So how'd you think? What'd you think of it?
I loved it. I
Okay.
loved every aspect of it. Everyone's videos was great.
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much laughed the entire time.
Okay.
The editing was fantastic. The song selection was quite nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a beeper. Bebopper is really what I'm going for there. And I am happy to watch it again this week. I'm glad we just saw it again.
Yes.
Can't wait
yes.
to see it
so
next week.
every week we're gonna have this one. This is just gonna be like the major intro for the rest of the year. Just have everybody see a good glimpse of everybody else's little video, huh?
Yeah. I thought Nick's was the most accurate.
Yes. The thing is that everybody outside,
True character, Nick.
the only people understand that one is us 10 managers.
That's
right?
so true. That's so true.
No
Yeah.
one else would understand that, but it's hilarious,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think Jonathan's the most creative. I think the one the most that went out of the way, right?
Yeah,
was
for sure.
You weren't expecting that.
No. Poor Kevin.
Well, for me, I thought that was the most creative.
Yeah.
Not Kevin the manager, Kevin the dog. Okay, so in case everybody doesn't
Jonathan's dog's name is Kevin, which was confusing for me the first time I met the dog.
know. So yes, not poor Kevin. Well, actually, fuck Kevin. So
Yeah.
poor Kevin the manager also.
That was harsh. His intro was also quite accurate.
His intro was very accurate also.
I
imagine-
appreciated the subtle, shout out to us as
Yes,
well. We
yes.
cameoed his, which was cool. I enjoyed that.
But they were all great. They were exactly what I was looking
Yeah,
for.
great
I
job,
appreciate
managers.
everybody
Yeah.
doing all that work, and it was a lot of fun. And then there's more things to come later on this year, so just stick your ear to me texting. I guess.
Eyes?
Stick to your eyes. Look forward to
Check out
texting.
for the text.
Yes, there you go. Who knows? Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with something. How good was Ahsoka last week, episode 5?
Gosh.
Huh? How good was it?
It was so good. Anakin. I cannot. Every
Yes.
scene with Anakin in the armor, the early Clone Wars armor.
Clone Wars General
Get
Skywalker.
out of here. In Dave we trust.
And Dave we trust.
He's the best. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, obviously, it got me so hyped. So we have a special theme going on back here, okay? And he's the best of the best. So, but that episode, seeing live action Clone Wars was amazing. So it brought me all the feels.
Rex, the
and
subtle Rex.
seeing the Rex.
Mandalore, the Siege of Mandalore, shout out.
Oh yeah.
It was like fan service, but quality writing.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, in the way that only Dave Filoni can
The one
do,
thing about
quite
Dave
frankly.
Filoni has ever heard me is I hate the cameos, but doing this was just perfect. It was executed perfectly. And what's funny is that at the end of it, he made sure that he was hyping himself up. He's like, directed by Dave Filoni, written by Dave Filoni.
Which he should.
Yeah, 100%.
He deserves all of
yes,
the credit.
100%.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact is, I don't know if you know this, but the teenage Ahsoka is also the same actress for Barbie, the daughter in Barbie.
Okay.
And she's also the daughter of baby Gamora.
Oh, no way!
So So
she's like 16 and she's
Yeah.
been in Barbie, the highest grossing Warner Brother movie ever.
Yes.
Marvel and Star Wars. It's a great track record. I'm impressed.
Yeah, so far she's doing great. I mean, yeah, that episode was fantastic. So
yeah, I had goosebumps. When you kind of see Ahsoka start to come out of her shell, because all season I was like, why is she being so weird? Why is she so like reserved and somber? And like there was an absence of the Ahsoka fire that we all love.
Yeah.
And so seeing that translate at the end, I was like, this is so good.
It helped
so
out,
good.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I loved it.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to go back into fantasy football world, okay? So
yay! Why we're all here.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and start off with everyone's favorite segment, right? Mm-hmm. Mailbag. All right. So we got good questions this week. So let's just...
it's going to be a long mailbag.
Exactly.
Everyone,
okay.
Buckle up your seatbelts. Here we go.
So let's go ahead and go with the first one, Amber.
All right. With the emergence of Puka... I'm going to mess up his last name. So we're just going to say Puka Ed.
Okay.
Kyron Williams and Tuta Atwell. What are thoughts on the Rams offense? What are your thoughts on the Rams offense? Are they Super Bowl contenders? Will everyone regress when Cooper Kupp returns? Or will the offense just become more explosive?
First things first, I think the biggest question is that we're worried about is if Cooper Kupp comes in, will the rest of the offense in terms of fantasy regress? I think initially will, right? Because Stafford loves Cooper Kupp. But I don't think he's going to be back to true to form at this point in his career. He's older. This is his third injury, right? So last year he was 3 years ago, remember he tore up his ACL. He got finished for the season. Then last year he also got injured for a season-ending injury, and now he started off the pre-games with the injury and went on to injury reserve. Unfortunately, I love the guy. I think he's great, but I don't think he's going to go back to form. So I do think, I mean, with all these players, Puka, Kyron, Tutu, right? Rams offense overall, I think Rams offense in terms of fantasy is doing great. Do I think they're Super Bowl contenders? No. Okay. Not by any chance. Their defense is terrible. Okay, they need to get better defense. Unfortunately, they're just giving up so many points to all the positions. I think Kyron Williams is safe, right? I think Puka is also going to be safe. The problem is you got Tutu Atwell at this point.
Safe meaning not regressing.
Not regressing.
Meaning still fantasy value.
Yes, fantasy relevant.
Fantasy relevant, that's great term,
I think Tutu Atwell, he's a slot receiver just like Cooper, and I think they're going to throw the ball. They're going to have Cooper Kupp in 90% of the game, right? And so I think the person who's going to lose the most is Tutu. But again, if Cooper Kupp starts being amazing, right, how he always is, right, then I think the whole offense, besides Kyron, I think Kyron's the most safe. Okay. Right? Because they just said this week that they're done with Cam Akers again, right? So he was a healthy scratch last week. They're done with him, I think. And
Kyron's been great. 17 points week 1 for fantasy value, 28 points week 2. Yeah, there's no reason. Cooper's only going to help his production because he provides a distraction. He provides somebody that you have to cover, even if he's not performing to par, right? If you're the defense, you have to cover him. You have to, because he's Cooper Kupp. And the ability, the ceiling is explosive with him always. That just opens windows for Kyron to do well. And Puka, honestly.
Well, here's the thing, actually, now that you brought this up. Matt Stafford is the third leading in passing yards, right? In the NFL.
Through week 2?
Yeah, he's number 3. Okay, the thing with Stafford though, the reason why he's not getting slack is he has no touchdowns, no touchdown passes. Right. Okay, so if we want to go ahead and say Cooper Kupp comes back and he's going to be relevant, then I think he'll get the touchdowns. Right. So it looks like Kyron's getting all the touchdowns. I think Stafford rushed in a touchdown also week 1. I could be making it up now that I think about it, but unfortunately, no touchdown passes yet. Okay. So. I think with touchdown passes, with Cooper Kupp coming in, it could be more of a relevant thing at this point. But yeah, I think overall, Rams offense in terms of fantasy is going to be fine. You'll be fine at this point.
And more explosive is what I'm hearing, but not a Super Bowl contender.
I don't think they're going to be more explosive. They're pretty good. I think they're good, right? I think they're explosive. I don't think they're going to go more explosive. I don't think they're going to go nuclear at this point.
Kupp's not going to bump them to a new level. Okay.
No.
All right.
So let's go with
Commissioner has spoken.
Let's go with the second question.
Number 2. What the fuck are the Bears? Are they even an NFL team at this point, or just a free week for the NFC?
I'm always.
Oh, that one hurt. I as a Bronco fan,
Okay.
I empathize with this question so deeply.
I don't think Justin Fields has a job next year. At this point.
Okay.
Okay. If he would have done it, he would have done it already. Okay. As I already pointed out, the Bears are on their 12th losing game in a row.
Yeah, that was an interesting stat. Yeah.
Most in NFL, and so you're just not getting it with him. I think who was it? Not Darnell Mooney. Who was the one that just got the touchdown? Chase Claypool. You know, he got the touchdown, which I guess he's all happy. But again, they even said that if Chase Claypool does the same amount of effort he did in week 1, they're cutting him. So I think the touchdown was like, oh crap, I need to, actually work for my paycheck at this point. But overall, no, fuck the Bears. They're always gonna lose. I think their owner, Aaron Rodgers, is out, and they transferred the title right over to Jordan Love at this point, right? So.
I thought you were going to talk smack about the cute little old lady.
Oh.
I was like, harsh. No, she's precious.
No.
But no, that was like we went.
No. Not the NFL owner, the actual owner of the Bears. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, and then
you.
But anyways, that's all I gotta say. I mean, we talk about crap about the Bears this whole podcast, so that's all I got.
So a free week for the NFC.
Yes.
A free win. Anybody fantasy relevant? Just to tack on to that. Drop every Bear.
Herbert. I mean, he's scoring 8 points, 9 points, but that's consistency, right?
Yeah.
So you can't get.
It's better than a lot of my RBs through 2 weeks.
You can't get much out of anybody else on that team. So, yeah, nothing.
Right. Damn.
Honestly, okay, fine. The only thing fantasy relevant for the Bears is that if your defense is playing the Bears, pick them up. Okay, pick up the defense. Pick up the players that are playing Bears defense, and then you're good.
All right, that's a helpful tidbit. Stream against them, basically. Cool. All right, number 3. With the way DeAndre Swift performed last week, averaging 5.8 yards per touch and 6.3 yards on 28 carries, what will the running back depth look like in Philadelphia? Prior to his injury, Kenneth Gainwell averaged 4.1 yards per touch and 3.8 yards for 14 carries in his week 1 performance.
Okay, yes. So DeAndre Swift had a great week last week, right? 175 yards. And did he get a touchdown?
Yes.
Yes?
DeAndre?
Okay. Yeah, DeAndre Swift got a touchdown, 175 yards. In terms of NFL, in terms of fantasy production, he did great also. So, again, you always want someone who's doing great in the NFL and doing great in fantasy production, okay? Because those aren't always necessarily going to, coincide, right?
Exactly.
With that being said, though, Kenneth Gainwell did great in week 1, right? Mm-hmm. So, for me to assume that DeAndre Swift is going to take the majority of the roles and just, become king of the backfield, I don't think that's going to happen because from last year's offense and this year's offense is that we always knew that there was going to be multiple running backs. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's their style of play. Yeah. Right, at this point. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that their styles of play is going to change after a week 2 great NFL performance. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I would be comfortable, obviously, starting with DeAndre Swift. I would be comfortable starting with Kenneth Gainwell.
Really, you'd start Kenneth Gainwell this week?
Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't.
Okay.
He did great week 1, and I mean, on a, Eagles offense, right? Yeah. You want a running back that's going to be on a winning team, So with Kenneth Gainwell, and I think you're not going to play Boston Scott anymore. You're not going to play Rashad Penny. So we switched from a 3-4-headed monster to a 2-headed monster, which is fine. You know what I mean? So overall, I think they're going to be fine. I think those two are going to be fine, and you're good to go.
All right. Do you think that this was DeAndre Swift's breakout game? This is not his first season with a lot of hype. Mm-hmm. Everyone expected this style of performance from him at Detroit at some point in time, and it never happened. Was that because he was constantly splitting touches? I think maybe the bulk of this question is this the first game that he's really had solo touching of the ball? And is it the justification to say, yeah, we're only giving it to him? Or was it...
No,
Minnesota was on fire.
Unfortunately,
not Minnesota. Minnesota defense was on fire.
DeAndre Swift is injury prone, right?
Okay.
So he's gotten a lot of injuries, and so he's sat out a lot of times. every year he doesn't play full season because he always gets injured, right? So I think the Eagles know that. That's why they got 3 other running backs, right?
Yeah. So it's an excellent point, actually.
I think at this point they're not going to just pound the ball with DeAndre Swift, knowing that he's going to get injured.
Yeah, you don't want to injure that for multiple games
100%.
because he had one breakout one. Yeah, that's a super solid logic. Yeah, I'd bet money on that one now.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Convinced. All right. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. No. Clean cut. All right, question number 5. Between 2000 and 2010, 35 running backs were taken in the first round. But between 2011 and 2023, only 18 have been selected in the first round. NFL teams and owners are devaluing the running back position, leading to frustration to start running backs such as Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Saquon Barkley just this year. If you're an NFL owner, are you giving your star running back the contract extension they want, or do you not want to get burned by giving out the next Le'Veon Bell style contract?
I'm going to say no. Just straight up no. Unfortunately, I have all the sympathy for running backs, and they're the workhorse. They get the most, they get hit the most.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I imagine their bodies are probably, along with the defensive ends and the O-line, their bodies are probably just getting beat up. And I think they deserve that bag. Okay? But in a business standpoint, I mean, this Nick Chubb thing is a perfect example on why you don't pay running backs that much money.
Okay.
Right? Because they get injured. And then guess what? You're out of that money. Right?
So you think that running backs get injured more than wide receivers?
Yeah, again,
is that the claim here?
It's, it seems like, again, unfortunately, I hate to say this, like Nick Chubb went out and the next man came in and he ran a 69-yard run.
Oh, they're dispensable.
It's almost like, okay, well, this team needs a running back, and running backs just go north and south at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to get star running backs like a CMC that's going to be super, agile, smart, good patience, stuff like that. But again, unfortunately, Josh Jacobs, he wanted a career extension. They gave him. They caved in. Guess what? -2 yards, right? He got he got extra money this year, and he's doing crap, right? So again, it's like they're almost inconsistent. It looks like the next man up does just as well.
How do you feel about what I believe to be a phenomenon of the last few years, we'll say, where you start putting wide receivers, Deebo Samuel being the predominant one in the league that I remember, kind of filling that void, right?
Yeah.
He's getting the shovel pass from the back.
Yeah, he is.
And almost bypassing the running back position. Is that impacting this, or you think that's just
I think just as how SF plays the game, right? So I think Deebo's a little bit of a hybrid. It's kind of like a taste
But you're
Hill.
seeing it more. You saw it, in LA. The Rams were starting to play on that with, what's his name? Not Cooper Kupp.
Oh, Robert Woods was doing that. Yeah, Robert Woods
Thank
was
you.
doing that. Okay.
Yeah. So, you saw it happen yesterday. Someone this year did it on opening weekend. And I was like, oh, that's a Deebo Samuel move. So you're starting to see it become more prevalent. I guess not so much that it's bypassing the need for the position, though.
I think 3 teams out of 32 or 30, right? It's not that much prevalent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, Saquon's out. Jonathan Taylor's out. Josh Jacobs doing terrible. Even my boy Awesome Excellent, he requested a trade, and guess what? He wanted more money or a trade, and he's injured. Nick Chubb injured. So there's no incentive to pay these people, especially if they're going to.
But couldn't you say that about anybody? Couldn't you say that about quarterbacks?
I mean, quarterback's is a different position. Apparently, not everybody can play quarterback.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
What I mean?
You're saying
so,
anyone can grab the ball and run with it.
I think it's just smart business. Unfortunately, maybe the NFL Players Association can come up with a different style of contract. Maybe like a per game bonus or something like that, to where it offsets that.
It
but
incentivizes performance. Yeah.
Again, Raiders paid $13 million extra to Josh Jacobs for this year alone, right? So he had his base contract, and they added a $13 million contract to it. And is it paying off so far? No. Awesome Excellent wanted to trade because his contract was crap, right? And guess what? Is he playing? No. So, I don't. Yeah. Nope. Unfortunately, I wouldn't give that extension. I mean,
no burning, basically.
Yeah, no burning.
Commissioner says no burn.
Yes. All right, so there's all the mailbag questions. Actually, Amber, I have a question for you. This is not football related, okay?
Oh, an unfootball related question.
Trying to go back to our original statement earlier is, do you think Dave Filoni is king?
Do I think he's king?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
So Dave Filoni.
I think he's God. And when I say in Dave Filoni we trust, right? That is supposed to be in God we trust.
Okay.
I think he is the hero of the Star Wars universe.
Yes.
I think the content he's brought, the characters, you know what's amazing about him also? Sorry, I could tangent on this one.
Go ahead.
But what I think is truly exceptional about him, particularly in the case of week 5 episode for Ahsoka, is like he generated fan passion for Anakin. Like Anakin after 3 was not liked.
No.
Hayden Christensen was not liked. Yeah, like it almost ruined his career because George Lucas couldn't write that character effectively, and he just came off as whiny and a baby, and there was really nothing redeeming about him until Filoni writes Clone Wars. And then in this episode of Ahsoka, I'm like crying because the cynicism between his live action character and his cartoon character was so there, right? It was almost unparalleled in this new trend of live action. And I loved Anakin so much. I loved seeing Anakin in live action in that context so much for a character that I really disliked prior to watching Clone Wars.
Yeah,
I did. As I will still say, he's so whiny. So whiny all the time. And then he is basically like 180'd Anakin's perception in the Star Wars verse. Hayden Christensen's
Dave Filoni
career.
Dave Filoni's like, you don't like Anakin Skywalker? Bet. Watch these 7 seasons.
Exactly. He's like, wanna bet? Watch me. And then he did.
Yeah.
So successfully. And so in stuff like that, you're like, Filoni understands this universe and what Anakin was supposed to be and what characters were supposed to be. Almost like Lucas is the creator, but like Filoni has to be the star, the content, the specific content creator. And it's magical. I don't know. I don't think he can do wrong. I've never been disappointed by anything he's done in the Star Wars universe.
George Lucas is the creator, and Dave Filoni is almost like
the puppeteer,
the linguist, right?
Yeah.
Like just knows
the translator.
He knows how to. He just understands what fans want. He understands the lore. He understands what George is, wanting.
Yes.
Because that's his.
Because that was George Lucas's intention for Anakin. It had to be. He didn't make him Star Wars because he wasn't like, I'm just going to create this shitty character the whole time, and he's going to become
shitty character.
Yeah, and then he's going to become Darth Vader. It's going to be a huge thing. Like he wanted people to love Anakin in the way that Filoni made you do it.
Yeah.
He just can't write characters. I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And so he came in and answered so many questions, gave us new characters. Ahsoka is bar none my favorite. Don't kill me, producer. And Anakin's great. And I just, yes, in Filoni we trust always. I was kind of doubting him a few episodes. I was like, this is going weird. Ahsoka's weird. Hera's dope though. Chopper's dope. And then in one episode it's like, oh, and it all makes sense because it's Filoni.
You know what the weird thing is? Again, I just thought about this right now.
Next week we're going to have in Filoni we trust shirts to overemphasize a point.
Yeah. So I think the one thing actually I just thought of it right now is that it's almost like Mando. I was hating on Mando. It's because like Jon Favreau's in charge of it, and like Filoni, helped obviously, right? He created characters also, but it's almost like I don't trust Favreau doing all this stuff, but for some reason when Filoni's doing it in his own show, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think again, Mando did a lot of fan service. Was just kind of like, okay, you're just being lazy, right?
I would agree. Like, I think you could make the argument that the presence of Bo-Katan didn't push Mando's story forward the way it was supposed to. It wasn't adding to his storyline as much, right? Like,
seeing the Mythosaur again, I think again was great. It's awesome to see, and I'm super happy. But again, I think it was just like fan service. Like, oh, I'm gonna do a
everyone loves Bo-Katan.
Yes, I'm gonna do a boring episode, but I'm gonna throw in the Mythosaur at the very end of it, and you're like, oh my god, kind of thing. And so I think what Ahsoka is doing is like, no, I'm just going to get these characters I created, and I'm going to go ahead and run with it, and I'm going to create a great story, I'm going to go great visuals, and I'm going to do fan service all in one.
Yeah, I'm pushing the Star Wars story forward with cameos. And even then they were restrained. Like, I wanted much more of Rex. Like, I loved it. It was such an amazing sight, but I was like, I want him to take his helmet off. I want him to interact with Ahsoka more personally. And so I got the fan service, but then I was also left wanting more of it in a good way, I would argue. Definitely. I hope he comes back. Yeah. Filoni's the bomb. He's the bomb. He's the bomb.
There we go. Okay, that's it for mailbag questions. Clearly, we could do an episode of just talking about how great a Filoni is, huh?
I totally could.
Maybe we could have the producer chime in.
I think I love Star Wars in a way that I never did until I watched Clone Wars because of Filoni.
Yeah.
Like I would never call myself a super fan. I could talk pretty good about it. I've seen most of the relevant content, right? I could probably name more Jedis than most.
Could you?
Mostly because you quiz me on them fairly regularly. We can test that next time.
Give me 3 Jedis that have a green lightsaber. Go.
Oh, that have a green lightsaber? Okay. Does Luke count? Can I say
Luke?
Luke?
Is he a Jedi?
Yes.
Okay.
Already
out. She's already done. She asked if Luke is a Jedi.
I felt nervous about it because I thought you were just trying to say 1 through 3. Luke, obviously. Okay. Ahsoka has green lightsabers in her early days of being a Jedi.
All right.
And then I'm going to say... I'm pretty sure... Oh, I'm nervous about this next one. Kit Fisto has a green lightsaber.
He does. That's the 3 you go with.
I was going to go with... Does Ki-Adi-Mundi have a green one too?
No.
Oh, okay. I would have messed that one up. I thought he did. He's blue?
Yoda, Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What was that? Doesn't...
I still pass. Is the moral of this story.
Ezra Bridger... Not Ezra Bridger. Who's his mentor? Why can't I think of his...
Kanan.
Kanan, does he have green?
Jarrus. No, I think it's blue.
You think it's blue?
Let's double check.
That's okay. We'll check that out. Okay.
Anyway,
so...
I'm not a super fan.
Okay, clearly.
As evidenced just now by not...
3 characters
selecting
with a red
the most
lightsaber.
obvious.
Red lightsaber, go.
Okay. Darth Maul, Palpatine, Vader. Done. I'll just pick the obvious ones there.
Actually, no. I'm kind of upset you didn't pick Darth Vader first. Like, seriously? Like, how is Darth Vader not the first
You always
one?
save the best for last.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We get it. Okay.
Yeah. Also Ventress, I would like to say, because I love me some Ventress.
Any bad guy? Like, you're not really like also Ventress. Don't forget. Like, obviously, every single bad guy has a red lightsaber.
You know who didn't?
Who?
I have one for you. Barriss Offee.
She's not a Sith, though.
She's a villain.
I didn't say...
She's a villain.
I just said,
you did say every villain.
Okay. Every Sith has a lightsaber. That is... Yeah, that's true. Okay. Blue lightsabers, go.
No.
Blue lightsabers,
Oh my
go.
gosh.
Go.
Okay, Anakin.
Okay.
Anakin,
Ahsoka.
Obi-Wan, also Ahsoka in stage 2. Obi-Wan, and now I know Ki-Adi-Mundi.
There you go. There you go. That's all the Jedis and Sith. Those 9. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all of them. Thanks to Amber.
What about the little Russian guy?
The little Russian guy.
You know the one that's small and he has a
green.
Russian accent? He has green. What's his name?
Evan Pell?
I like
He's
him.
green.
Anyways, what I was going to say is I knew Star Wars. I could
What
talk
color
to
is
Star
Mace?
Wars distantly. Purple.
Okay. What did you say?
Because I don't think Russia's in space.
It might be. You don't know.
Who's the pig Russian?
I didn't call him a pig. I just said he has a Russian accent. It's not okay.
Okay,
to
go
do
ahead.
that.
Finish your statement. You're no Star Wars.
In air quotes, maybe better than average. I'm gonna say, but I would not be like I was a super fan until I watched Filoni's content.
Okay.
It was post Rebels. Like I went through.
We know.
You remember post Rebels when I was
know.
like, I can't watch any TV shows right now because I'm in mourning that this is done because it's so good. Like I love Star Wars because of Filoni.
Okay, so to recap, what she's saying is that she loved Clone Wars and then she watched Rebels like you're supposed to, and then at the end of Rebels, she was so enamored, so enthralled to this whole
so emotionally
universe,
vested.
so
It felt like a breakup.
Where she did not watch TV shows.
Yeah.
Like for like a good like month or something like that, and you were just like, I can't. I'm just
I can't start something new.
Yes.
I can't have a new show yet.
Yes.
I need to come to terms with my loss. Okay, anyways, enough about how I'm lame.
Okay. So
Next subject.
all right, so enough of Star Wars. So back to fantasy. Again, Star Wars just seems more fun to talk about than fantasy.
Everyone's favorite news segment.
New segment.
Sit, start, cut.
Boo. Okay. That was Stranker, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's a good boy?
Okay, so this week, again, we got 2 different categories of sit, start, cut. And then we're going to go, and Amber's going to name them off, and I'm going to tell you sit, start, cut. It's pretty self-explanatory,
Yep,
huh?
I love it.
Yes.
All right. Sit, start, cut. wide receiver version, we have 3 beautiful gentlemen. Number 1, Jamar Chase. Number 2, Chris Godwin. Number 3, Chris Olave himself.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you starting? Who are you sitting? And who are you cutting?
Okay, so this is a hard one again because I don't want to cut any of these players. It doesn't make sense to cut these players. Okay, to be honest with you, just based off of just raw data and just what I see with my eyeball test at this point, if I had to cut one, is Jamar Chase. Unfortunately,
What?
I have to. Right?
He's Jamar Chase.
If I have to cut one, it's Jamar Chase,
He
unfortunately.
was a first round. I guess Olave was in our league too, though. So
That's true.
the only one that wasn't was Godwin in this case.
That's true. Joe Burrow looks terrible. Jamar Chase hasn't scored more than
And is injured? Questionable?
Sorry. Joe Burrow. Did I say Jamar?
Yeah.
I said Joe Burrow's injured. Right?
Oh, you said looks terrible.
He looks terrible, and he's
injured?
also injured. Yes. And Jamar Chase has scored a combined points of 20 points. I think max for fantasy relevance.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying to cut him, but I'm saying out of these 3, I have to cut him. In the most, unfortunately. With that being said, I'm definitely...
Who's Jamar Chase playing this week?
Jamar Chase is playing the Rams this week, okay? So the Rams are the 11th hardest.
Is that part of your decision?
No, actually. It's Joe Burrow. It's this offense, right? You're not getting the production. And then now if Joe Burrow's not going to play this week,
it's an offense in crisis, to be sure.
Yes, so I'm not playing him. I have no faith in him, right? And
So you're definitely not playing him.
Yes, definitely not playing him. But again, he's Jamar Chase. But I don't have any confidence in him. I have all the confidence of Chris Godwin. If I'm starting someone, it's Chris Godwin. He has the best matchup. He did great last week. I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers...
I've been pissed off at him because it's the Mike Evans show.
It has been. But again, I think Chris Godwin...
And he went way earlier. I think I got him in the 4th round. And I think Brian got Mike Evans in the 7th?
I don't think you got Chris Godwin in the 4th round.
I think so.
You got him in the 4th round.
You think later?
Yeah.
Did I go Madison Najee?
Who cares?
Okay, sorry.
I think
He went earlier. Earlier at a rate that is not paying back relative to how Mike Evans is doing.
Well, you think Jamar Chase? You think he's paying back for relevance?
No, but come to your point, he's Jamar Chase.
Okay, so I think the Buccaneers are 2-0, right? And I think Baker Mayfield looks great in the first 2 games. I think they're going against the Eagles, which the Eagles secondary has just been scorched by everybody. So in week 1, they played New England, and they gave up 35 fantasy points to the wide receiver position.
Yep,
and then last week, the Eagles played Minnesota Vikings, right? And they gave up 43 points to the fantasy position. So again, to the wide receiver fantasy position. So again, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, I mean... Last week, 43 points. The week before, 35. There's going to be a lot of points on the board for those fantasy players in terms of wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right?
Fingers crossed.
And then, obviously, if I have to sit somebody, is Olave. I just think Olave has too much talent, and unfortunately, he has had...
Derek Carr doesn't?
Unfortunately, no. As soon as he left the Raiders, no more talent. That's how it usually is. Olave is playing, who are they playing? They're playing the Green Bay Packers, who are the 5th hardest defense against wide receivers at this point. So, Green Bay Packers played Chicago. I guess Chicago wide receivers aren't that good, so I guess it doesn't really matter, right? And then...
Scratch that
And then they also played Atlanta Falcons against, they only gave up 23 points to all the fantasy positions.
17 of those were
to Drake London. Which you sat.
Thank you, world.
There you go. So if I had to pick one, cut Chase, start Godwin, sit Olave at this point. Okay. Only because if Jamar Chase scored a lot of points, I'd be like, oh yeah, cut Olave. I mean, yeah, Jamar Chase scored more points than Olave, then I'd be yeah. But again, he hasn't scored more than I think 12 fantasy points or something like that. So
over 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow. Combined?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what though? That's how he started for me last year. Maybe he just needs to get hot because that's how Brian. Although to Brian's credit, it was totally a fair trade, but that was what convinced me to go Dalvin Cook. Was because he kind of had a slow start and then he really turned a corner.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll happen
But you're not winning games right now with him in it, with you in it, right?
Well, I'm not winning games for other reasons. Just kidding.
yeah.
All right, next one. Quarterback edition. Start, sit, cut.
Okay.
Our contenders are Voldemort himself, D-Watt.
D-Watt.
D-Watt, yeah.
Okay.
And then another interesting one, actually. I appreciate this pick. Trevor Lawrence.
Uh-huh.
Or T-Law, as he's named.
D-Watt, T-Law, and who's the third one?
then we'll just go with Dak. Dak Prescott himself.
Dak Prescott. Okay.
D-Watt, T-Law, Dak.
All right. So, sit, start, cut with those three.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and... You know what, Amber, who would you cut out of these three for Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, and Dak Prescott?
I think I'm probably cutting D-Watt.
Deshaun Watson, yeah. I'd pick him too.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Real time, real
Yes.
life.
Yes.
This is actually going to happen.
So, yeah, we all know on Monday night's game, right, he pushed a ref, right? And so on Tuesday, what happened was they investigated, and the NFL has said that they are not going to suspend him for the push. Mm-hmm. But again, that's still scary.
Yeah. And the very targeted face
Two
masks.
face masks. Two targeted face masks.
Which was, like, nefarious.
Yes.
It was not... Like, it was very obvious he was targeting the face mask and didn't care at that point. So I think that behavior is alarming. I think he didn't perform great.
Yeah.
He didn't look like, I'm keeping
Forced
him.
fumble, a pick six, like...
The first play of the drive was a pick six.
6 sacks. It's not looking good right now. But again, they didn't have Nick Chubb, so maybe the game script changed, right?
And that was like halfway through the game.
I mean, still though,
you can't
right?
blame the pick six on that, on the first play of the game. I wouldn't have a lot of confidence in him right now. I think Trevor Lawrence, you can chalk down to just a rough game.
Out of these three, I'm gonna cut Deshaun Watson. I'm going to bench Dak.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think he's doing great. I think fantasy purposes, he did great last week. I think the week before he did okay because of the defense, right? We know
they were just
Dallas
winning. He
defense
didn't have to
do
work.
much. The thing with Trevor Lawrence is actually interesting thing enough is that Trevor Lawrence threw 4 touchdown passes last week. 4.
Whoa.
Okay, but all of them were outside the boundaries due to the wide receiver not doing a proper toe tap. So again, he did a great...
That's an interesting statistic. Sure, so he had a great game.
He had a great game, but in terms of
he
fantasy
had 16 points right there.
Yeah, 16
that just
points.
never came to fruition.
Yeah, unfortunately. He did great. They won the game, but again, he threw 4 touchdown passes, but the wide receiver could not get their feet on the ground. So again, if you had a competent wide receiver where they could have just done the toe tap, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He would have been heavy sitting on 4 touchdown passes, but unfortunately it didn't happen. So they were all right there. Maybe just with this new wide receiver, maybe his number 1 wide receiver, Calvin Ridley. I think if they get that more dialed in, Zay Jones, I think he laid a goose egg.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Christian Kirk got all the work. But again, I think Calvin, Christian Kirk, and Zay Jones, I think all of them got the touchdown passes, but they just couldn't tap in, unfortunately. So I have confidence in Trevor Lawrence still. I think, 4 touchdowns, possible touchdowns, I'm looking for the upside, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
if I'm trying to win a week, especially if I'm out on a player, I'm going to look for an upside. So I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be that man.
I like that answer a lot.
All right, so there's all the sit starts of the week and cuts. So we're going to go to our new segment. Another segment is going to be Upset of the Week. All right? So guess what? Last week
Let's summarize.
I said John was going to beat Brian because guess what? He played Justin Fields, right?
And
Jamar Chase.
And were you right?
And I was right. Upset of the week. Yes, I'm 1 for 1 right now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, so with the new upset, okay, is going to be, I was looking at everyone's projected things, and I think it's pretty obvious. It's a pretty easy one at this point. I think Nick's team is on the downhill, so I think Amber is going to come off with their first win and beat Nick this week as the upset of the week.
All right, I hope so too.
I think
that's my girl.
Nick is going to start off 1-2 by the end by this time next week. He's going to be 1-2. But he has no Brandon Ayuk at this point. He's too injured. Lamar Jackson's also in concussion protocol. He's also starting Kyle Pitts.
Josh Jacobs, who we just talked about.
Josh Jacobs, negative 2 points. They get 2 yards. On top of that, he also has David Montgomery, who's also dealing with an injury. So,
do you think that Gibbs will now get more touches and be more successful? Like, do you think that could end up being a Cinderella story, that all 20 points will go to him, or you're saying no on that?
The script is there, right? Everything is for him, but I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna be. He might have the DeAndre Swift style, right? Like, oh, everything's gonna go to me, right? That's possible, but. There's so much offense on that team, so I think
he's also starting 2 tight ends, which is an interesting choice.
We'll find out. So, I think that
Nick with a lot of it's not a super first, but that's an uncommon move. Starting 2 running backs from the same team is an uncommon move. So,
I mean, if you have a Kelsey, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's not uncommon. It's happened. I've seen Kevin do it a few times. So,
all right. So there you go. There's my upset of the week. How do you feel about that one, Amber?
I love it. I'm about it. I hope you're right again.
All right. All right. So, something I messed up on last week we should have done is that
I heard it was pointed out, too.
It was pointed out.
A few people noticed.
And I did mess up. I'm sorry, everybody. But, again, we like to recap the themes.
Recap the themes. Okay. All right. I have a challenge for you.
Okay.
Recap it.
I'm kind of scared.
I think you should sing a chorus from every song as we recap it, if you know it.
Okay, so I'm going to sing it. I'm going to say the name.
I'm going to say the name.
Okay.
Yeah, and the person whose name it is. And then you got to give us a beat.
What if I don't know the name? What if I don't know I don't know half. I don't know 2 of these.
You know way more than half.
I know more than half. Sorry, okay.
Make it up.
Okay, all right. You're going to get what you're going to get, okay? That's it. Okay.
What a good sport. Okay. What a good sport. Thanks, Chris. Okay, so let's start with, let's do it maybe by our leagues, our inner leagues.
Clans?
Thank you. Jeez, inner leagues.
Inner leagues.
Divisions is the word I was actually looking for.
Okay.
So we'll start with Clan Vizsla.
Clan Vizsla.
The champs, if you will. And right now, ranked 2 in our league, with a record of 2-0, is Sanchi529 himself. And his song was High Friends in Low Places.
Well, I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. There you go. That's all you get.
That was so
all right, that's it.
I expected you to sing your song really good, though.
Because it's the only one I know the best.
I do imagine that is a good karaoke song. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ranked number 5 with a record of 1-1, Jonathan with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mama! Didn't mean to make you cry, but if I'm not back this time, something. Damn it! I don't know.
That was really good. Okay, that was really good.
Okay, all right. Who's next?
All right, ranked currently number 8.
Ooh.
Also a record of 1-1 in our Vizsla League. Brian, his song is Space Oddity.
I don't know that song.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
I don't know the words. I know it's a David Bowie song, right? Something about...
All right. Yeah.
I don't know. Something about something.
All right. We got to skip that
Sorry, Brian.
And ranked number 10. Last and certainly not least. That would be me. And I picked Hooked on a Feeling.
Ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka, ooga, ooga, ooga shaka, ooga.
That was good. I like that.
Okay, all right.
All right. Next is Clan Ren.
Okay. Who's in Clan Ren?
Currently ranked number 3 with a record of 1-1 is our homeboy Nick.
Oh, fuck Nick.
And he picked Welcome to the Black Parade.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Wow.
I like the dancing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm never doing this again. Okay, this is a 1 for.
I think it's pretty good, actually.
That's it. Okay.
Okay, number 6. With another record of 1-1. Your dad, John, and he picked That's Amore. I think that's a good choice.
Okay. When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
Perfect.
Yes, okay.
I loved it. Move over to Frank Sinatra.
Yes. Frank who?
Yeah. Ooh. And last, and again, certainly not least, and this is...
The clan? Which clan is this?
This is Clan Ren.
Okay.
It's Amber. She's currently ranked number 9 with a record of 0-2, and her song was Just Dance.
Just dance. It's gonna be okay. Do 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 do. Just dance.
Great job.
Okay.
Loved it.
Okay.
All right, and last Clan Kreese.
Okay.
And our current number 1 in the league, Ray. Record of 2-0.
I don't know this song
First song
either.
is Mama's Broken Heart.
Mama's Broken Heart. I'm gonna pretend like I know it, so it's gonna be like Mama's Broken Heart. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I don't know.
Amber, we'll leave it up to you to tell us.
Yes, Ray, please tell us that that's how it goes.
Comment, rank him on a scale of 1 to 10 for covering your song.
I just did the same cadence as Just Dance.
I know. That's okay. It was a good try. Next in the Clan Kreese is ranked number 4, record 1-1. Our number 5, our always number 5.
Okay.
Kevin.
Okay.
And his song was Tequila.
Well, I think that so it's gonna be da 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 da. Is it tequila? That's it.
Yeah.
Is that all the words?
Yeah, it's literally.
I think okay. Da 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 da. Tequila.
That's a good karaoke song because you're not gonna forget the words.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And I bet it's kind of a crowd pleaser.
Space Odyssey is a good one too, isn't it? I think.
Space Oddity?
The David Bowie song also.
I
don't know. We'll have to look up later on. All right. So last but not least, who in 10th place?
Not in 10th.
Oh wait.
Place, in 7th place.
7th place. Yeah. Sorry.
In 7th place, with a record of 1-1, Steven, and his song was Happy. What a happy song.
I know. 'Cause I'm happy, I belong. If you feel like happiness is the truth. There you go.
Very good. Chris,
there you go.
Karaoke all of these songs.
Sorry for Mama's Broken Heart.
All right, Chris.
Thank you.
Excellent job. Again, this just tells me we need to plan
a karaoke night.
Karaoke night, because that would be fun, and we can make you sing all of them.
Yeah.
So that's great news.
10 in a row.
What do you think the best song of the week?
Honestly, the best theme. So best karaoke song is. I mean, I have to answer it this way, but Bohemian Rhapsody, right? So. As you saw the intro this morning or earlier today, Bohemian Rhapsody is number 1.
It has to by default. Mm-hmm. I'd be curious, Jonathan, if you picked that strategically for this reason, or if it really is your favorite karaoke song. Because I feel like that'd be intimidating to sing in front of strangers.
Really?
Yeah, because he sings so many high, intense songs. Like Mama's high and intense. Like if you don't have a good voice, that's rough.
Well, good thing I have a good voice.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, no, you did a great job.
Okay, so that's the best one.
Lame? Who was like, what
again,
did you do?
Nothing against this person. I just didn't know it, and I still know it's Space Oddity. Okay, so I'm sorry.
You can't pick something you don't know.
Yeah, so pick a better song next time, bro. Come on.
All right. Perfect.
All right, theme of the week now. Okay, so we got recapped everything from last week, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the theme
of
this
song
week.
Again.
Oh God, no! This one's gonna be kind of hard to recreate. Again, I thought this one. It's not trivial. It's not crazy. It's nothing special. Okay, but I just I wanted to oh, that's a good question just to know about people. Again, so theme of the week is what is your favorite sea creature, sea animal? Specifically, okay. So, if it lives in the sea 24/7, then it is an animal, and it can be animal.
It has to be 24/7. Like sea lions don't count.
No, I guess so. Yeah, you're right. Amphibious style. No. Has to live in the sea,
Live
water.
in the sea.
Has to live in the water. Has
24
to skin the
hours
24/7.
cannot be out for long periods of time.
So again, has to stay in the ocean 24/7.
Okay.
It could be a mammal. It could be reptile. It could be anything, but it has to be in the water 24/7. Sea life specific. I guess ocean specific.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have mine.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Because I guess an alligator would be in the ocean. Everyone likes swamp water all the time.
Well, yeah.
But again, I want
crocodiles.
ocean.
Crocodiles in Mexico.
Well, there
They're
you
in
go.
the open ocean.
Well, now we know Amber's.
No, that's not mine. That is not mine. I'm just saying if they are technically a secret.
No repeats on this one, and there you go. What's your favorite one?
Follow-up question on the no repeats.
Mm-hmm.
If you pick blue whale and I pick orca, kosher?
Are they the same?
They're not, but they're both whales. So how
Okay.
general are we getting?
Well, okay.
I guess you can't just say fish.
If I say clownfish or if I say angelfish, they're both fish, but they're still different type of fish. You
Okay.
know?
Got it.
Don't be so fishy about it. Okay, so there you go. There's the theme of the week. What is your favorite sea creature?
I love it.
Could it be
It's great.
a fake sea creature like Loch Ness? No, it can't. It has to be a real creature.
Also, Nessie is only in a lake, aka a loch, so
You don't know where it's
count
at.
as sea creature.
It could be anywhere. It's a mysterious sea creature, right? It's like Bigfoot. Like
It's
Bigfoot's
not,
not
a sea
just.
creature. It is a mysterious loch creature, which is landlocked.
I don't think it's Loch Ness because it's locked in the water.
It's the Loch Ness monster.
No, that's not how it goes.
It is the Loch Ness monster.
I understand. Okay, you can repeat Loch Ness monster over and over again, but I'm saying it's not.
If I was like Lake
Loch
Erie
Ness
monster.
But you're saying is it because it's landlocked?
I'm saying the Loch Ness monster resides in Loch Ness, which has no sea access, so it is not a sea creature.
That we know of.
Okay. Mysterious tunnels. Okay, sea creature.
We're talking about a fake sea creature.
It's
We
not
could talk
fake.
about a fake tunnel.
It's not
okay?
fake.
Okay, sorry, it's not fake. Yeah, you're right. Again, Loch Ness is not valid. Okay, for the record, you can't say Loch Ness. Okay. All right, so there you go. Theme of the week. Boom, boom. How do you feel about it?
Love it.
Okay.
It's an interesting one.
Okay, and then back to our we're at our final segment, everybody. Everyone's least favorite segment is going to be power rankings.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to say this pretty fast because the podcast has been kind of long. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with I think Steven is going to go off and be number one. Okay, so his team looks good. Good for him, but I think he lost last week. Unfortunately, it was a close matchup, but I think he'll bounce back. And I think your boy Sanchi Fighter Tonight is gonna be number 2. Okay, I think I'm gonna have an easy matchup this week. I think my guys are finally gonna get healthy this week, and I think Mantru's
What's the forecast for Awesome Excellent?
TBD.
Okay. All right.
That's like I don't need him. I got plenty of other writers. I got plenty of more.
All right.
I think
That's
Brees
true.
Hall.
He didn't hurt. The lack of him did not hurt you at all this
Brees
week.
Hall is going to come back. He's going to bounce back. So, again, they're playing Dallas next week. I think my matchup's good. Number 3 is going to be Jonathan. I think Jonathan's team, you scoring 170 points last week. How do you not...
What a comeback.
Yeah, good for him. It's weird. He scored the least amount of points week 1, and then week 2 he scores the most amount of points. Who knows?
Such is the fantasy way.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and I think Amber Sanchez is going to get her first win this week as number 4. How do you feel about that, Amber?
I hope it happens.
Okay. And
Upset of the week.
Yes, upset of the week. There you go. Remember that. Okay, so number 5 is Old Faithful, Kevin. Okay.
Can always depend on him to be average.
Again, I think Ray's gonna go. I think she's gonna be number 6. I think she's gonna take an L. She's gonna take her first L this week. Actually, funny thing is that me and her are the only people undefeated, huh?
It's true.
So good for you, Ray, but it's not gonna last long because your roster's not as good as mine, unfortunately. Nothing personal. Number 7 is gonna be my special guest, Raw Hiker.
Yeah. For you, it really isn't personal, though, because you're always just so confident. You think we all suck the same, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to win this year, so at this point, we're just wasting time. Might as well just give me the championship. Number 7 is going to be Frog Hiker. Sorry, Frog Hiker. I think number 8 is going to be John.
Okay.
I think going against Jonathan, 170 points. Granted, he doesn't have Saquon, but, don't have Saquon, you're 150 points. Right? So, it's going to be a hard sell. Oh, especially he doesn't have Nick Chubb.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
I think Brian's going to be number 9 because he's going to lose to me. My boys at Brees Hall, okay? And he's going to play Jamar Chase and Justin Fields. So, again, you're going to lose. And number 10, fuck Nick.
Great summary! Woo!
Yes. All right, there's the power rankings, everybody. So, with that being said, that's it for the podcast. Do you have anything you want to say, Amber?
No.
Any last words?
No. I appreciated your singing.
Oh,
that was the highlight.
Yes. So again, if you want to go ahead and subscribe to my karaoke podcast, it's Your Boy Sings.
Your Boy Sings Fancy 529.
Your Boy Sings Fancy 529. Don't forget to tune in next week for Power Rankings. Don't forget to smash that like button and click that bell for notifications. And don't forget, let's ride.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer.
My volume's down.
Why's your volume up?
I turned it down, I thought.
Oh my god.
Producer was doing some intense research. That's okay. Do you want to redo the question?
Yeah.
Okay.